Hey guys, it's Guyon here. First of all, to everyone watching this video, Happy New Year's. Wishing all the best to you guys, both in real life and in Path of Exile. I have a very good feeling 2023 will finally be the year I drop a mirror. But let's see if I'm right for once after 6 times of wishful thinking. Anyways, I wasn't able to play too much PoE due to my holiday schedules, but I did manage to collect everything required to craft a nice bow for my Death Oath Caustic Arrow character. So what you're going to see here in the background is the crafting process for the bow. The bow is probably the most important item slot for the build, as it offers huge amounts of damage for both the Death Aura and Caustic Arrow, and it is really going to be the item that will let you transition from mid-tier maps to doing much more difficult content much more comfortably. Now, before I jump into it, I would like to just quickly mention that this is a known crafting process. Probably everybody that's playing the build is crafting their bow this way, so I take zero credit for it. But if you're playing this build and this happens to be the first video that you bump into, I hope you find it resourceful. Now, the mods we are looking for on the bow are damage over time multiplier, +1 to level of socketed gems, increase chaos damage over time, +2 to level of socketed support gems, chaos damage over time multiplier, and the 6th mod will remain as can have 3 crafted modifier. And if you're okay with not truly min-maxing the mod tiers, specifically the increased chaos damage over time mod, then the only RNG part you need to overcome is at the beginning with alteration spam and praying with annulment. So the first requirement for the craft is going to be a bow base of your choice. I chose to go with a Marakath bow for the extra zoom with movement speed, since the build does not really need attack speed or crit or AoE damage. Then you're going to need a bunch of alteration, augmentation, regal, and annul, followed by 5 divines, 3 exalts, 1 hunter's exalted orb, and 4 chaos orbs. For the crafts that's needed, you need a multi-mod, or the can have 3 crafted mod. Cannot roll attack mods, +2 to level of support gems, and chaos damage over time multiplier. Now these crafts, you can find them in certain maps or as like failed modifiers, and you can do a quick search online to find out what the specific requirements are. Now once you have all these, you start out by alteration spamming on your bow, and what you're looking for is a tier 1 damage over time multiplier, and this is a suffix. So if you're low on alteration and it sometimes rolls just 1 prefix, you can apply Orb of Augmentation to try and hit the damage over time multiplier. And this can take a few hundred tries, but once you hit the tier 1 damage over time multiplier, you regal to make the bow rare and pray once or twice as you try to annul off the other mods to try and end up with a rare bow with just the damage over time multiplier. From there, you benchcraft multi-mod and cannot roll attack mods for 3 divines, and this will leave you with 3 full suffixes and a blocked attack mod. So slamming an exalt will guarantee +1 to level of socketed gems. And this is the point you slam a Hunter's Exalted Orb as well, which guarantees the increased chaos damage over time. But the tier can vary anywhere from tier 1 to tier 4. So if you got the currency to burn and you insist on having a tier 1, please feel free to redo the process from scratch or use the beast recipe to save and restore the bow to an earlier point. But for me, I did not feel the damage difference was worth the extra currency. And it's also worth noting that the tier of the increased chaos damage over time mod is what determines the price of the bow. So depending on how people are pricing a similar bow, you might be able to snatch a deal by buying one rather than crafting the bow yourself. For this league, like I was monitoring the trade site, and I saw that people are selling bows with tier 4 increased chaos damage over time for more than 6 divines. So it felt more worth it to craft one myself and have a shot at ending up with a tier 1. So anyways, continuing on with the craft, after the Hunter's Exalted Orb gives you a random tier of increased chaos damage over time mod, you can now use the bench craft to remove the crafted mod and recraft just the multi-mod for another 2 divines. Then you just continue on the bench and add +2 to level of socketed gems. Socketed support gems for 2 exalts and chaos damage over time multiplier for 4 chaos. And yeah, there you have it. That's how you get a bow for your Death Oath Caustic Arrow build, which can be used in the end game. And I would say like this bow is a huge damage, and I would say it's relatively cheap for what it offers, thanks to it being a pretty guaranteed outcome for the most part. Yeah, so I will leave my crafting video running, so please feel free to watch to see what bow I end up with. And if you enjoyed this video or found it helpful, please make sure to give it a like. Now that I have my bow, I will be farming content really hard, so be sure to be subscribed to the channel to see what the build or how the build plays out. Thank you very much for watching, and see you in the next one.